Hi again, everybody. Okay, in this video, I want to do a video on Yaniv Perets. Should the Sabres offer this guy, this kid, a two-way contract? Coming up. Yeah, I guess I'm in scout mode today. I was just looking at some things and numbers, and it's hard to deny what's going on with this kid. What's going on with him, you know? And Quinnipiac has really got something with this young man. But are the numbers telling the whole tale? Not exactly so, but let's take a look, okay? Now, this is a kid I think we should just sign him to, he's 22 now, so I believe we'd have to sign him to a two-year, two-way contract. I believe it has to be 2 years, right when they're 22. I'm not 100% sure on this, guys, but I'm pretty sure when they're 22 and 23, because I remember the twos, that they have to get a two-year deal. I think it's low risk, really, you know. We sign him, we can sign him to a two-year deal. We can even sign him to an AHL contract, but I think the smarter thing would be a two-way deal, because then if he goes off down there, then he can be brought up. You can't bring up somebody just on AHL, right? So at least that's what I remember. So let's take a look at this. All right, here we go. And there you see, this young man just turned 22. And who does he look like, guys? You tell me. No wonder that caught my eye, huh? And look at his hometown, guys. I might want to remind you, DDO is the same place that our buddy Devin Levi comes from, which I'm going to get more into in this video. So you look at his numbers this year, 21, 5, and 2. He has a 0.96 goals against and a 948 save percentage. God, the resemblance to Ryan Miller is incredible, isn't it? Tell me it's not just me that sees that. I had a feeling when I put up that thumbnail, you guys are going to click on it. See, tell me if I'm right. Because it looked like Ryan Miller. Tell me if I'm right about that. But I thought it was a cool shot of him too. All right, so let's look at something though that stands out, good and bad, okay? Here we go. Okay, now take a look just at the zeros at the goals against, the shutouts. You see, Northeastern, I'm guessing Levi was in nets against him that game, I'm guessing. 19 saves for a shutout there. Then the next shutout, only 7. The next shutout, 12. The next shutout, 12. Further down, 12 again. 18, 13, 13, 17. There we got a 29, that's good. 16 and 21. I just wanted to go over the shutouts because you're going to see he has all these shutouts. You're going to be like, oh my God, you know, like how is this kid not drafted? And this is what I wondered till I started researching a little more. And, you know, sometimes when a team's really good defensively, a goalie can get overshadowed by that, really. A goalie can. And, you know, who's to say he's not smothering rebounds, you know, directing rebounds the proper way into the corners and things like that. I'd have to see him play, and I haven't. I just see his numbers. But there's some other stuff I like about this kid I'm going to talk about. Because, guys, we wouldn't have to trade him, use a draft pick or nothing. He's 22 now. We can sign him. We can just sign him and offer him a contract. Sign him to a two-way deal. There's no risk. You know, no risk. You put him down on the minors and see what happens. Worst case scenario, he signed for a few years. We're going to panic about $70,000. Christ, how many times, guys, have we signed dumb contracts, millions of dollars? Come on. So let's take a look also at some career stuff here. Okay, here we go. There, now I just wanted to throw that up there, guys, you know, like his Bantam numbers and his junior numbers. And, you know, it's just important to look at the patterns. You know, you see one 890 in there. Then you see 926, 911, 930, 929, 918. Forget the 1000. That was only like 30 minutes or something. And then you got this year's 948. But what impressed me the most, guys, is the playoffs. You know, those playoff numbers are really good. 928, 949, 921, 933, just one game though. and 2 1,000 games as well. But the numbers all over the place scream, why was this kid not drafted? I just don't get it. If somebody knows, please let me know why, because I don't understand how this kid wasn't drafted. Now, look, I'm not saying if you look at his numbers I showed before and his shutouts they're not spectacular, right? They're not spectacular save numbers like Devin Levi. No, they're not. But I'm going to show you something. I think this is important. Okay, here we go. Final clip. Levi and Perets have not stolen their place among this select group. They're talking about the Hobie Baker here, as evidenced by the mind-blowing statistics and the records they have signed. The ties that unite them, however, make their story even more special. Levi and Perets indeed grew up a stone throws away from each other in the West Island of Montreal. And in addition to being childhood friends, these two former Lac St. Louis Lions honed their skills with the same coach during the summer. And this is Levi speaking. Yaniv and I have been friends since we were 7 or 8 years old. We've played a few seasons together in minor hockey, and our families are close to each other, says Devin Levi, whom hockey fans are beginning to know well because of the exploits he has achieved in recent seasons. It's something to think about, is what I'm saying, and it's low risk. And I'll tell you what, I'd be surprised if our scouts aren't on this kid and not understanding that there's zero risk. There really is. There's not much risk. So it's not like we're going to take a third round pick or a second round pick. But the numbers he has right now, if he was draft eligible, I'd tell you this kid's going for sure in the draft. For sure with these numbers. Absolutely. His shutouts might be a little misleading, but his save percentage isn't. That's the thing, okay? I would like to know, people, if they've seen him play, how is it he's so under the radar like he is? You know, I don't get it. It's just one of those things, guys, that boggles the mind. It just is. So I think the Sabres, this would be a low-risk move. It would put another piece into our organization. If we do a two-way deal, not an AHL deal, but if we do a two-way deal, then we got just an option. Who knows if he takes off in the AHL? His pattern has been where he's done well in his life. My guess is there's something special there. And I'll tell you what, if it's the same guys that are teaching Levi and teaching this kid, we want to have our eyes open here, really. It's one of those things that just stand out in my head anyway today. I was looking at this and I was like, it wouldn't hurt. You throw a two-way contract. I'm guessing I'm going to watch in the offseason and see if anybody offers this kid a deal if we don't. Because how's it going to hurt us? Really, how is it going to hurt the Amerks if we throw a two-way deal at this guy for 2 years? I don't see how it can hurt us at all. What, he'll be making $70,000, or whatever it is exactly. I know they start at like 50, 51 or something, and it works up, but I'm just going to round it at 70, say 70. And it would be, I believe when on a two-way deal, 70 is the minimum. I don't know for sure though. Then you see conflicting stories where some guys got 50. I don't know. Put it this way, for an organization as big as the Buffalo Sabres and as much money as we have, it's not a big deal. The one downfall to it could be, let's say it doesn't work out. The kid turns out to be, I don't know, no good. I think he is, from what I see. It would just mean that we have one of our 50 spots that we're allowed to sign still, confirmed. We can't use it, but we always have open spots there, so it's not a headache. I'd like to see the Sabres get a little creative, not just in the draft, guys that can sign pro contracts. We should be out there doing that too. If I was to guess how many NHL players were not drafted and just signed pro contracts, I'd say it has to be in the between 25%. It has to be around that. And that's part of what a good organization does, guys. They don't just draft right, they also sign right. They look for guys that are out there, possible studs, right? Possible studs that you can get lined up and get them into your lineup one day without having to waste a draft pick on it. Not that the word waste is proper here, but you know what I mean? You got your drafts, and you got your signings. You know, there's both you got to do in the off season. So we should look at this. Just, that's where I stand with it. Let me know what you think. All right, guys, that's it. I got to get these videos up to you because you're going to think Wayne doesn't even know that Haig is traded. Okay, I'll see you then. Have a good one.